afraid, we no see no one where we afraid. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, today we're going to talk about a Jamaican. A Jamaican who is in America, as an illegal immigrant. And he was able to become, a police officer. And a man in America, illegal, as an illegal immigrant and become a police officer. And this is an indictment on the American system. And it goes to show you, that Jamaicans are smart, whether in a good or a bad way. And for this man, although he's in the country illegally, he wants to make himself employable and doing the right thing, but he didn't have the correct paperwork and he ended up now in jail. And his photograph is all over the internet. I don't know how they're going to work out it, but it's one of these stories. He's an illegal alien in uniform. Our Jamaican national became a Maine police officer and tried to buy a gun. The shocking arrest of John Luke Evans, a Jamaican national who overstayed his visa, raises critical questions about the integrity of the U.S. immigration enforcement and vetting process for law enforcement officers. Evans, who has been in the United States illegally since October 2023, was arrested on July 25, 2025 in Bedford, Maine, attempting to purchase a firearm. Even more alarming, Evans was actively serving as a reserve officer with the Old Orchard Beach Police Department at the time of his arrest. Alright, look here, I'll show you some awesome man. All this in my dummy and him think him get a break. Illegal. Him now if you try to find a woman now and married and get him papers. Because them have a system where them say in a this state now where them hire you from in a country regard, whether you're an American citizen. In the state of Florida you can't get no job even for work in a law enforcement unless you're an American citizen, naturalized or born American. You can't just get a job like that, and you have to be, your background have to squeaky clean. And this man able to go in and get a job as a police officer, as a reserve police officer. They allow him to work with gun, but they don't allow him to take home gun. Being a police officer in a Maine, he's supposed to get himself a bedside law and all the law work. And he should have known that he's not entitled to have a gun. You understand? But boy, the man feel because he's a police, but reserve police officer, him take it a step further. So this is a flaw in the system or a breach of trust. U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement officials reveals that Evans not only violated immigration law, but also unlawfully attempted to acquire a firearm. Yeah, so, Evans attempted to buy a firearm not only violated immigration law, but also unlawfully, caused the alert of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearm and Explosive leading to his immediate arrest by ICE enforcement and removal operations in Boston. The thing is that now you have to understand all this. You can't play with no, this man, unfortunately, him in the country, and him get a work as a police. I never seen nothing like this yet, and him thing. So, he make the news for the wrong reasons, And if he was thinking, he must say, you cannot. But hey, look here. That's what I'm telling you. You see, reading is reading is paramount, and reading is essential. If this man had known, so say, he might listen to the YouTuber them, where I tell them, say, from in America, you're entitled to have a gun. Yeah, Second Amendment. Yeah, they want to tell you that, yeah. That I see where squash 6 bars end up in a jail. Then you know, so you have to be a resident or a citizen. If you have a concealed permit, if you have a gun. You're in a country legally and have a gun. You commit a crime, but them listen to it, dummy them, and I tell them all kind of things. So Patricia H. Hyde, acting field office director for ICE enforcement and removal operations, Boston, expressed the gravity of the situation. John Luke Evans not only broke U.S. immigration law, but he also illegally attempted to purchase a firearm. Shockingly, Evans was employed as a local law enforcement officer. So the thing is that now, even in Maine, people not even American want to be police, because you have to understand, in America, police are just like Jamaica, police are low paying job too. So nobody no want for job as no police. When I not want to believe it, in America you have police, you have thief to just like Jamaica. I tell you, rob people and do all kind of crime. Nobody feel say the police in America them squeaky clean to know them are thief too. I tell you, rob people, especially illegal immigrants. All in a Palm Beach where I used to live, that happened. You understand? And 2 police went to prison. White men them rob the people them from Guatemala, and you understand what I'm saying, and other South American countries. That's how it is. You understand? So I don't know how them do it though, but you understand. But this case exposes a disturbing vulnerability. How could someone without legal status pass federal checks and serve as in a US police department? How that happen? How him do that? What kind of social him get? And I don't know. Them have them background thing, but boy, John Luke Evans, man, beat the system, So the police department's response: Old Orchard Beach Police Chief Elise Chard admitted her department was blindsided by the revelation, according to Chard. Evans was hired in May 2025. Him just get as part of the town's seasonal policing initiative, and had successfully completed the required federal immigration and work authorization paperwork. The Department of Homeland Security had approved his employment authorization, which is I-76 employment authorization document reportedly valid until March 2030. Chief Chard stated, "We are distressed and deeply concerned about his apparent error on the part of the federal government. So him have social security, or him get to beat the system." So the department insists Evans followed all departmental protocols during his short tenure. Reserve officers undergo firearm training and are issued weapons during duty, but must return them after each shift. They are not permitted to own or carry personal firearms while performing official duties. However, Evans' attempt to buy a personal firearm directly violated federal law and exposed the breakdown in oversight. This man are real. Well, I saw it go on him thing there. Jamaican, he must say, boy, I'm a police now, so yeah, he entitled. But him not have the status, him not have a green card, I'm a citizen. How this happened? Evans lawfully entered the United States on September 24th, 2023 via Miami International Airport. He was supposed to depart a week later, but instead overstayed his visas, making him unlawfully present in the United States. Despite this, he somehow cleared federal employment authorization checks months later, enabling him to wear a police uniform and serve the community under false pretenses. So although them claims about the system, it tight, he able to beat it. I don't know how. I didn't even know so they might give people 1 week in America again. You understand? Because I know that normally you get 6 months. So I don't know under what circumstances why them give Brother Evans just a week. This incident raises serious concerns. How did Homeland Security verification system fail to flag Evans' unlawful status? How he beat it? Who is responsible for approving his work authorization despite his overstay? And this happened to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, So Donald Trump, he might get rid of illegal, and Donald Trump hire illegal as police. I tell them, man, easy. What safeguards exist to prevent individuals with expire or fraudulent documentation from entering the United States and, as law enforcement positions? This is not just an isolated mistake. It's a wake-up call. The fact that someone who violated immigration laws could secure a position in U.S. law enforcement and attempt to acquire a firearm is both disturbing and dangerous. It undermines public trust and highlights the vulnerabilities that bad actors could exploit in the future. Evans' arrest also shine a light on a broader issue within U.S. immigration enforcement, where bureaucratic errors and outdated systems allow individuals to slip through the cracks. When such lapses intersect with law enforcement agencies, the consequences can be catastrophic. The case of John Luke Evans should serve as an urgent reminder to policy makers, immigration authorities, and law enforcement leaders that security begins with accountability. Every step in the verification process must be fortified to ensure only those legally permitted to serve in law enforcement positions are allowed to do so. Failure to address these weaknesses not only threatens national security but also erodes public confidence in the institutions sworn to protect them. The American public deserve answers, and they deserve assurance that such a breach of trust will never happen again. So although Donald Trump had deported illegal immigrants, his system give illegal immigrant work authorization for the police in America. This is a double standard, so, and nobody not get fired. Somebody should get fired for that. So this man come from illegal immigrant to police officer. The dangerous mindset that allow a Jamaican national to beat the US system. The recent arrest of John Luke Evans, a Jamaican national who overstayed his visa and live illegally in the United States, exposing not just a failure in the American system, but also a deeper cultural issue that continues to plague Jamaica. Evans, while unlawfully residing in the US, secured a job as a reserve police officer in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. To make matters worse, he attempted to buy a firearm, an act that ultimately led to his arrest by ICE on July 25, 2025. How did this happen? The situation raising pressing questions. How can someone who broke immigration laws manage to infiltrate a law enforcement agency in the United States? This is not merely a bureaucratic oversight. It's also the manifestation of a criminal mindset that glorifies beating the system no matter the cost. Despite being in the US illegally, Evans managed to pass federal background checks and obtain employment authorization, reportedly until 2030. This glaring failure in Homeland Security's verification process was only exposed when Evans unlawfully tried to purchase a gun, triggering an alert and leading to his arrest. So if you never go to buy the gun, when I'm doing background check now, I realize this man in our country legally, he would have still in our country, but because him now feels him beat the system, because him beat the system, so he might try to beat it some more. Listen to all of the dummies them We are telling, you have people, Jamaicans who are on YouTube where mislead people. Them themselves are dummy, I tell people, say, once you come in America, you're entitled, you have Second Amendment rights under the Constitution. You are not an American citizen or a resident. You're not supposed to try to possess a firearm whilst you're in America. Unless you're a green card holder or a US citizen, naturalized. Else you're breaking the law. Don't listen to the dummies, them. I know most of you don't like to listen what I'm saying, but at least I am telling you the truth. The All Police Department and even federal authorities admitted their shock, citing an apparent error in the vetting process. But beyond the paperwork, this incident highlights the attitude of manipulation and deception that has sadly become too common among many Jamaicans who believe they can outsmart any system. A culture of criminality and legacy we must break. This case cannot be examined in isolation. It's a part of a broader cultural problem, a mindset of lawlessness that has engraved in Jamaican social fabric for decades. This is something imparted to Jamaicans by a white man born in Britain named Michael Manley. This culture, nurtured and emboldened during the leadership of the late Michael Manley, celebrated defiance of authority and normalized criminality as a means of survival. Instead of promoting accountability and integrity, this era embedded in many Jamaicans the belief that beating the system is not only acceptable but admirable. This is the same mentality that drives corruption, gangs, scamming, and the glorification of criminals back home. It is like a cancer slowly eating away at the moral foundation of the society. Unless it is confronted and eradicated, it will continue to destroy generations to come. Everyone's story is a cautionary tale for Jamaicans everywhere. It shows that when a culture tolerates lawlessness, its influence does not stop at Jamaica's border. It travels with our people, stealing their reputation abroad and threatening the integrity of institutions and other nations. To change this trajectory, Jamaicans must reject this criminal mentality. We must stop romanticizing those who cheat systems and start holding them accountable, whether they are at home or overseas. And that's why we have so many Jamaicans getting deported from other countries. Not their fault, it's a culture system. It's a culture imparted to us by the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, Michael Manley. The worst thing we happened to Jamaica, when you could have bad blood, me I telling you the truth. The Jamaican Labour Party don't promote criminality. Whether or not you want to believe it, them have criminal, but yet anybody say both of them are same. Me can't tell you, say straight up lie, no truth. You understand? Oceans apart. Yeah, night and day when you come on to them. The Labour, them have criminal, but their criminals are totally different. Their criminals are more business people, like, you understand? So this is why Jamaica choose leaders who uphold law and order rather than those who enable lawlessness. As you see up on April 29, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, them choose the criminals over law enforcement. So that's why we say ride with Andrew Holness, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. Represent a vision of Jamaica where integrity is valued and criminals are not celebrated. In contrast, the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization has for decades fostered a culture of where lawbreakers are protected, glorified, and evil rewarded. The Evans case is a wake-up call. It proves that the mindset of trying to beat the system is not just a domestic problem. It is an export that damages Jamaica's reputation worldwide. So break the cycle and save the next generation. Jamaica is at a crossroad, We can either continue down the path of criminality, deception, and moral decay, or we can rise to build a society grounded in respect for law and truth. To save the next generation from inheriting this toxic mindset, we must choose Jamaica, choose law and order, and choose the leadership of Andrew Holness and the JLP. The time to act is now. The cancer of criminality must be cut out of its roots before it destroys everything we hold dear. And boy, me I tell you, say, Virginia, John Evans, something me I tell him, I don't know how him do it, but I want to bravest and I stupidest man. The man could have, he could have, I don't know if him could have even get him people see him here, but if him get hired as a police, all him have to do is try find a girl or, try to get himself married, because, at one point in time in America, you could have, in a country, illegal, but you come in, you come through the border. I said like him, like Squaddy here, you understand? And you don't get the papers, but based on how Trump operate, even them thing there, you come in, all the people that go through the border are married, say, hey, I straight back to Jamaica, them go on them thing there. Or, hey, Trump might send them go El Salvador in a big prison. I just saw it go. And now, Luke John Evans, boy, I tell you, him that jail, and I just see him Waterloo this. Him try to do the right thing, come in our country, become join the police force of Maine, but him do it the correct way. I don't know how him able, how him get social. I don't know. Well, apparently Maine apply for the thing for him. Them apply for the work authorization for him. So somebody tell him about that, You understand? And somebody tell him about it and him go there. And the thing is that now, how him end up now in a problem because he go buy the gun. He will try to buy the gun. And more or less, if he had just wait, they would apply for him green card, the same police department. I don't know, I'm just saying. Because apparently they must know him status in our country because of the gun him go buy, him go get himself in a problem. So have yourself so you won't believe what this Jamaican beat the American system as an illegal alien and became a cop. And Jamaican alone can't do them thing there. But I tell you, this man has something else. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.